Good morning. It's time for Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Dick. Well, went in yesterday. The cold just did not want to leave me, and a little sinus infection.
Yeah,
so.
you've been struggling with that for a couple of weeks here, so it's usually sinus infection or something.
Got to take care of myself. We got some big baseball games coming up here in the next few weeks.
Two more big ones this week. So
yeah, all right. Let's go back to Tuesday night where we had a gem over in Spencer, where Neillsville Granton blanked Spencer 2-0. But what a game throughout that.
Oh man, I said, of course Neillsville scratched out a run in the first inning with no hits, but Andrew Hazer and Wes Neiman just controlled the game for the first 5-6 innings, and it was just after they came out that things went different, So
yeah, Wes in fact pitched a no-hitter.
Yes, yeah,
for the time he was in
6 innings, no hitter, and Andrew Hazer drove a run with a base hit, and a big insurance run as far as I was concerned, with the Warriors lone hit in the 7th inning. You know? So and then, gosh darn, made the defensive play of the year as far as I was concerned, and got that big double play and got the Warriors out of it. Could have been a pretty nasty situation there with nobody out.
Yeah, they had They had a runner at second. And a line drive hit to first base. Andrew dove to make the catch and then doubled off the runner at second.
So that was such a big play. But his pitching, I said he hadn't pitched in 2 weeks, Larry, and he was just on. Yeah, everything. It's I think he only threw 60 pitches or so, and he was just dominant.
8 strikeouts.
Yeah, and it wasn't that the Spencer hitters weren't making contact, but nothing solid.
No.
And I said ground balls to the infield, and his defense was flawless behind him. Considering what they'd been Monday night.
Well, and then you got to give credit to Wes Neiman because Neillsville didn't make any contact.
No, absolutely. Wes's biggest flaw was his own control. Walks and a couple hit batsmen, but Neillsville had probably one solid ball hit against him, and that was a ground ball by Gunnar Bart to second base.
Yeah,
so it's
right.
Kudos to Wes Neiman. He pitched a great game. I was talking to their assistant coach after the game. He goes, just no bats, he goes. So.
Yeah. That was just a good game.
Good game. Yeah,
it's one of those games where it's a shame somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and clean. Very clean. So.
All right, so also on Tuesday, Columbus Catholic over Gilman 17-3. Loyal stays unbeaten. They beat Thorpe Owen Withee 16-0. So you look at the conference standings now in the Eastern Clover Belt, and if you'd have told me Neillsville Granton was going to be 6-0 after the first 6 games,
we'd have put money on that one.
Yeah.
But the way things are going, hopefully Neillsville with the 2 big games this week. Spencer tonight, make up with Columbus tomorrow night. You get those 2. You got Gilman. And you can just see it setting up for the last week of the conference season with Loyal.
And who would have thought that last week would have been?
Yeah. We knew Loyal would be there.
Yeah, they're 7-0.
Yeah, we knew Loyal. 10-0 on the season, ranked 12th in the state. We knew that. But Neillsville has just really come a long way as a team.
Yeah. I think they're surprising themselves.
I think so, too. And I think that helps, too. And there's a lot of camaraderie in the dugout, some good senior leadership, some good junior leadership. And this team has potential to do well. So,
and we talk about Loyal 10-0, and they're just cruising right along.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of talent,
a lot of runs, and they aren't giving up many either.
No.
I think. What did I see? The stat I said. I think they've scored almost 80 runs in conference play, and they've given up 2.
Oof.
So they are shutting people out at a very heavy score. So.
And then you have the other teams, Gilman 4-3, Columbus Catholic and Spencer are both 4-4.
Yeah, so tonight you said Gilman at Columbus, Owen Withee Thorpe at Loyal, Spencer coming here tonight. So and then of course the makeup with Columbus here tomorrow night. So and then everybody should be where they belong in the conference. No more makeup. All the makeup should be made up then.
Yep. All right, and we'll have that Spencer Neillsville Granton game for you on 92.7 WPKG starting at 5 today, and we'll see if it's as good as it was the other night.
Yeah, just wanted to touch on the Marewood South a little bit, Larry, because we talk about the Clover Belt East being tight. The other night, Marathon knocked off Auburndale.
Yes.
And Stratford defeated Edgar 2-0. So now you've got Auburndale at 5-1, Stratford at 5-1, Edgar at 5-2, and Marathon at 4-3. tonight, Marathon plays at Auburndale and Stratford's at Edgar. So,
Oh, wow, okay.
So there could be just some busting up there. So.
Yeah, yeah. That was. I think that was a little bit of a surprise with Marathon over Auburndale. the other
Absolutely,
night.
yeah. And Auburndale's played well, and they finally broke into the rankings.
Yeah.
Get beat.
Still having a good season. I mean,
Absolutely. They got
8-1
one of the
overall.
best pitchers in the area in Blake Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
So-
You bet.
So,
all right. So that's baseball action going on. Let's turn to softball, where Columbus Catholic continues to dominate in that Eastern Clover Belt after the doubleheader Tuesday. They are now 9-0 on the season.
yeah, they're looking like the real thing. Nilsville Granton is hanging around.
Yeah,
at
they
5-1.
Yeah.
and they've got Columbus here today. So
Yes.
they could make things interesting today, but they've got some makeup games to make up. So, but also Abby Colby is at Loyal Greenwood today too. But yeah, they're hanging around. Swept a doubleheader at Spencer the other night. So we'll see what happens. But Columbus looking pretty darn good. So.
And how about McKendy Barth had
Yeah,
a 3-run homer
Yep. So.
in one of those games against Spencer.
Yeah.
That's always a big deal.
Oh, you bet. Anytime. Well, like I said, I don't care who hits the home run and where it is. It's a big deal.
You
So-
bet.
so-
And you talk about runs scored and runs against. Columbus Catholic has scored 163 runs in the conference and given up 26.
Yeah, they have put a lot of runs up. And like we said, the Spada girl, she's got, well, last week at this time she had 9 home runs. Who knows what she's got now? But
Columbus Catholic, let's see, are they ranked in the state?
no, they are not ranked.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the softball rankings does not list honorable mention.
No.
So that, but we'll just run quick through.
Sure.
D1, Kaukauna is still number 1. Everest is 3. D2, Jefferson still number 1. Mosinee second. D3, Grantsburg is first. Fall Creek is 4th. Prescott is 8th. And the reason I bring that up, Fall Creek and Prescott are playing today.
Oh, okay.
So
and
that's
Fall
kind of-
Creek just took a doubleheader from Thorpe
yeah.
the other night.
yep. Thorpe was undefeated in conference till then. But
Yeah.
D4, Pacelli has bumped into the number 1 spot. And a sideline there, last week, Ann Molsky, of course, Neilsville native, got her 400th coaching win last week.
Good for her.
Yeah, you bet. So she's already in the Pacelli Hall of Fame and the Wisconsin Coaches Softball Hall of Fame. But
Well
she's going
deserved.
strong. And,
Well deserved.
Yeah, she's got a lot of state championships
Oh,
under
yes.
her belt. so.
Yes.
But Assumption 5th, Auburndale 6th, Stratford 10th over there, and then D5, Blair Taylor, Belmont has 1, Thorpe 7th, Blair Taylor 8th. So
All right, so there you go. That's softball. The baseball rankings, they came out as well
Yep.
for high school baseball.
yeah, D1, Madison Memorial is 1, D2, Pewaukee is 2, D3, Kenosha St. Joe's is 1st, Elk Mound 2nd, Auburndale 12th, Stratford has slipped to honorable mention. D4, Gibraltar, Washington Island is 1st, Pacelli 3rd, Pittsville is 7th. And one other thing I wanted to say about Pittsville, Larry, one of their lately games, Dawson Luther became Pittsville's all-time hit leader.
Oh,
with
okay.
119 hits. And the thing that's neat about that, he's only a junior.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he is. So yeah, he has had a tremendous career though. But Loyal 12th and Columbus and Edgar are both at honorable mention. So
All right.
So-
And you notice with the 100 and whatever,
119 hits
that's about 35 a year.
here. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because on average they play probably 17 to 20 games, so it's almost about 2 hits a game. So
Yeah.
that's
doing
probably
well.
2 for 4. That's probably a darn near 500 average. So,
Right. Yes. Yes,
And he's
indeed.
a heck of a pitcher also.
Yes.
So
All right, track and field. The Neilsville track and field team was over at Pittsville.
Yep.
Speaking of Pittsville, earlier this week, and the Neilsville girls took second
Yep.
behind Marathon and had some good representation,
Oh,
as
yeah.
did some other area
Yeah,
individuals.
absolutely. Okay, let's start off with Reese Grimm.
Yeah.
You got 3 triple winner, 400, 800, and 1600. Addison Wolf from Loyal won the 100 and 200. Kaylee Lawrence from Neilsville first in the triple jump, and Taylor Smith from Neilsville first in the 300 meters. So pretty good representation there.
Yeah,
so.
Gracie Shangarth also first in the
yes,
100-meter
yep,
hurdles.
yep.
And the relay teams, 3 of them from Neilsville got first.
First, yep, yeah, they have got some exceptional speed in the 4x100 and the 4x200. So.
All right, and the boys finished second as well to Marathon.
Yeah, I got to talk about this Chris Marcel up at Marathon.
Yes, he is
okay.
putting up some numbers.
Okay, he the other night at Pittsville, he threw the discus 208 feet. Okay, Larry. Last year at the state championship at lacrosse, the winning throw in D3 was 172 feet. Marcel was second. He threw 170 feet. He's improved over 30 feet
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
The state record, okay, and this is the thing I found out too. The only time a state record can be broken is at the state meet.
Oh, okay.
You can't,
oh, not during the regular.
No,
oh,
no,
okay.
yeah. So the state meet, this WIA state record right now, I forget the kid's name, but he did it last year, 212 feet.
Oh, wow.
So Marcel is 3 feet off from breaking a state
Is that
record.
Division 3 or
No,
overall?
that was a D1. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That was overall.
Okay.
The D2 state record is 192 feet, and the D3 meet is 181 feet. Well, Marcel is almost 30 feet ahead of that already. So,
Yeah, that meet at Pittsville, I think the second place guy was 120 feet.
yeah, 80 feet behind.
Yeah. I think my son said they had to use 2 tape measures.
Oh, it could be. So, and then for just for good measure, Marcel threw the shot put 57 feet 8.5 inches that day, and right now that would rank second in D3.
Wow.
Because
Good luck to him.
yeah, we talked about a kid from North Crawford last week, but a gentleman I wrote it down. Oh, a kid from Coleman threw the shot put last week 59 feet 2 inches.
Oh, wow.
These guys are going nuts
Yeah,
with the shot put.
yes, they are.
D1, the state record in D1 is 70 feet. So that is a 16-pound ball that these guys are throwing.
That's almost like throwing it instead
yeah,
of just,
I know.
you
It just
like a-
yeah.
putting it, or however they say that when-
Yeah,
in
so-
track and field.
So,
But
but yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah.
But he had a great day. Yeah, some other kids that did well at Stratford. Brody Bergman from Neilsville, first in the long jump and 200. Landon Rakestraw winning the triple jump. So
yeah, so if you look at the, I know I posted online the
yeah,
the honor roll for
Yeah.
track and field, and you won't see Chris Marcel's
No,
throws
he's-
from
that's
this
his-
past meet.
that the one he had is actually from Neilsville, I believe.
No, it's from Marathon.
Marathon,
Actually. Yep,
okay.
the 201.
Okay, or wasn't that? Oh no, Nagel was the one that threw it so far. And yeah, Nagel was.
Yeah, Logan Nagel from Auburndale.
Yeah, he threw
yes.
170 feet at
Yeah,
Neilsville.
yeah.
That's nothing now.
So some of these may not be updated because
Yeah.
there were some meets in
Yeah.
the meantime.
yeah. So
Since they
but
put the-
anyway, on the boys' side, in the 100 meters, Jet Shaner from Stratford is fifth. Shaner is fourth in the 200 meter. 800 meter, Mason Gay from Owen Withy is fifth. 3,200 meter, Creed Full from Stratford is fourth. The 110 hurdles, Garrett Bracewell from Marathon is fourth. 300 hurdles, Tucker Strait from Edgar is third. The 4x100 relay, Stratford first, Edgar second, Owen Withy ninth. The 4x200, Edgar first, Stratford second, Marathon third. The 4x400, Owen Withy is first, Edgar is third, Marathon is fourth. And the 4x800, Rib Lake is third, Edgar ninth, and Marathon is 10th. It really shows you how great the relay teams are from around here. But then we talked about Marcel in the shot put and discus. In the triple jump, Cohen Tum from Fall Creek is fourth. The high jump, Jed Henderson from Rib Lake is fourth. Pole vault, Brecken Miller from Spencer is third. Number one has moved up to 13.6. Miller is still at 13 feet. So
I was just looking at the track and field assignments for regionals,
yeah,
and Auburndale, Edgar, Marathon, and Pittsville and Stratford are all in the same region.
yeah, probably all at Kobe or someplace like that.
It's going to be at Stratford,
Okay, so
so that should be some kind of a
oh,
regional
man,
there.
That should be nuts there. So
A lot of good athletes
Yeah, so,
involved in that
yeah.
one.
On the girls' side, I'm just going to run quick, Larry. In the 200, Belle Thomas from Assumption is first. Izzy Sonntag from Cadott eighth. 400, Izzy Sonntag is first. Rose Hasenoro from Auburndale sixth. Brianna Sheridan from Stratford 10th. 1600, Lucy Dolan from Assumption is fourth. 3200, Kayla Casperson from Stratford is 10th. The 100 hurdles, Izzy Sonntag is from Cadott is second. 300 hurdles, Kendall Weiler from Owen Withy is seventh. 4x100 relay, Fall Creek third, Stratford seventh, Neilsville ninth. 4x200, Fall Creek is third. Shot put second is Sarah Hartman from Athens. Fifth, Dalen Reich from Colby. Sixth, discus is sixth is Dalen Reich from Colby. Long jump, third is Elena Sanfino from Fall Creek. Izzy Sonnentag, 10th. Pole vault tie for first, Elena Sanfilippo from Fall Creek, and Milena Telchow from Athens. So
What do they got for
11-6.
11-6? That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
It's pretty good. Yep. All right, their track and field meet. There's going to be one tomorrow at Stanley Boyd.
Quite a few schools there.
Yep, Neillsville.
A lot of the Eastern and Western Clover Belts will be there. So.
And girls softball, they are going to have a game against Columbus Catholic tonight. Mm-hmm. I believe that was scheduled for tomorrow, but they're going to play it tonight instead. And, of course, Neillsville and Neillsville, Granton, and Spencer baseball later on today as well. All right, there you go. That's high school sports. Let's get into where are they now?
Okay, Larry, I'm going up to Thorpe, and I'm going to talk about Jordan Shimke. And Jordan, excuse me, is a 2013 graduate of Thorpe High School. In the fall, Jordan was a 3-year letter winner on the Cardinal volleyball team. Her sophomore year, Thorpe was 10-20 on the year, losing to Colby in the regionals. Jordan had 18 kills and 54 assists on the season. Her junior year, Thorpe was 10-21 on the season, losing to Auburndale in the regionals. Jordan had 42 kills and 95 assists on the season. Her senior year, Thorpe was 4-14 on the season. Jordan had 65 kills and 140 assists on the season, and she was an honorable mention selection on the Western Clover Belt All-Conference team. In the winter, Jordan was a 3-year letter winner on the Cardinals girls basketball team. Her sophomore year, Thorpe was 13-12 on the season, losing to Owen Withey in the regional finals. Jordan averaged 5 points per game. Her junior year, Thorpe was 5-18 on the season, losing to Fall Creek in the regionals. Jordan averaged 7 points per game. Her senior year, Thorpe was 14-11 on the season, losing to Owen Withey in the regional finals. Jordan averaged 8 points and 4 rebounds per game. In the spring, Jordan was a 4-year letter winner on the Thorpe softball team. Her freshman year, the Cardinals were 17-8, losing to Hurley in the sectional finals. Jordan was 5-2 pitching on the season with a 3.97 ERA and 20 strikeouts. Her sophomore year, Thorpe was 18-9, losing in the sectional semis to McDonald. Jordan was 10-2 with a 3.2 ERA and 35 strikeouts. She was a first-team selection on the Western Clover Belt All-Conference team. Her junior year, Thorpe was 19-8. They were regional and sectional champions, qualifying for the WI Division IV state tournament, where they lost to Tigerton 2-0 in the semis. Jordan pitched 7 innings in that game, allowing 6 hits and 2 runs, and struck out 5. For the season, she was 14-4 with a 3.1 ERA and 62 strikeouts on the season, and was a first-team selection on the Western Clover Belt All-Conference team. Her senior year, Thorpe was 16-6 on the season, losing to Assumption in the sectional semis. Jordan was 13-3 on the season with a 3.52 ERA and 73 strikeouts. She was a first-team selection on the Western Clover Belt All-Conference team. After graduation, Jordan enrolled at UW-Platteville and joined the Pioneer softball team. Her freshman year, Platteville was 16-25 on the season. Jordan was 1-2 with a 5.2 ERA in 32 innings. Her sophomore year, the Pioneers were 12-28 on the season. Jordan was 2-3 with a 4.57 ERA in 41.1 innings. Her junior year, Platteville was 4-26 on the season. Jordan was 1-5 with a 5.4 ERA in 44 innings pitched. Her senior year, Platteville was 11-25. Jordan was 3-6 with a 4.8 ERA, and in 44 innings pitched. Her senior year, Platteville was 11-25. Jordan was 3-6 with a 4.8 ERA and 49.2 innings pitched. While at Platteville, Jordan was coached by Andy Varsho, former Marshfield Senior High standout and Purdue University alumnus. Jordan graduated from UW-Platteville in 2018 with a bachelor's degree in business administration. Today, Jordan is a regional sales manager for pharmaceutical product development, whose headquarters are in Wilmington, North Carolina. Jordan Shimke Busby and her husband Nate reside in Madison, Wisconsin. Jordan Shimke.
There you go. They have some good Thorpe softball.
Yep.
It's still going.
Struggle in other sports, but they
They know how to do it in softball.
Yes, they do.
All right, there we go. Where are they now here on the program? I forgot about boys golf.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier, Neilsville finished 5th at the Columbus Catholic Invitational over at River's Edge the other day, and Tucker Johnson of Neilsville was 3rd with an 83, but Tegan Steele of Bloomer shot a 78.
Yeah. A couple of 3 Bloomer kids in the top 5.
Yeah,
they are a solid
they
golf team.
They won the match by 13 strokes over Cadott.
Yep. So.
All right, the Marshfield Area Baseball and Softball Association is going to induct 6 new members into its Hall of Fame this summer. It includes the father-son combination of Al and Elliot Ashbeck of Marshfield.
Yeah, Al was a member of a state championship team in 1970 with Auburndale.
Okay.
And then tremendous softball player in the area and did a lot of roughing in high school sports.
Yep.
And then Elliot standout at Marshfield Senior High, and then he went on to pitch in the San Diego Padres chain for 5 seasons after graduation. So
Marshfield Tigers softball battery mates Megan Donahue and Emily Drager.
Yep.
They played from 2015 to 2018 for Marshfield.
Yep.
Also, Todd Howard, a softball standout.
Yeah, Todd was a great baseball player for Marshfield Senior High, but he was a mainstay in the 80s and 90s with the great sticker teams.
Oh, okay.
So, Todd Howard. And then later on, his son, Bo, was a three-sport star for Marshfield, football, quarterback, hockey, and baseball. So
Maybe if I get over there for that ceremony, I'll have to see if I know Todd. I don't. From the name, I don't remember. Former minor league baseball player Ray Hellickson also.
Yeah, I believe Ray played 5 or 6 seasons. I'm not sure. I believe he was in the Braves chain. I believe. I'm not sure.
Let's see. St. Louis, it says.
Okay.
Between 1933 and 1939.
Okay.
And then the Athens High School baseball program is also going to be saluted for its many years of success.
Yeah, Bill Coker and company up there, and they're having a great season this year too. Again, they're I believe a half a game behind Schwamigan in Marewood North right now. So,
okay, all right, and that induction ceremony will take place at the REM Celebration Center in Marshfield on Saturday, August 9th.
Okay,
and tickets will go on sale June 1st.
That is always a great thing. I was when my father-in-law was inducted, and I said, that is really a great ceremony they have there, and there's been a lot of great names. And you want to sit down and talk softball, there's going to be a lot. There's always a lot of old guys there that talk softball.
I was inducted in there a couple of years ago, and there's a lot of talk. Some old guys, some guys talking.
A lot of chatter.
Reminiscing, a lot of reminiscing. Brewers took one on the chin earlier yesterday to finish out that series with Houston 9-1.
Yeah, they're just kind of hanging around 500, and that's where they're sitting right now. But very inconsistent offense, and it just. And I'll tell you what, Larry. After watching them play the Cubs this weekend, the Cubs are gonna be a team to contend with this year.
Well, and it's about time.
Yeah, it should be. This money they spend and everything else, and
Brewers have the day off today. They'll take on Tampa Bay.
Just
tomorrow.
Really hurting in the outfield right now. I mean, Jake Bowers is pretty much a regular in the outfield, and then they had acquired Des Cameron, Mike Cameron's son, and he's playing an awful lot out there. So, but Frelick down and a couple others. So, but it is what it is. So,
that's the way it goes in baseball. Got next man up.
Next man up.
Is that what they say?
Yes, I think so. Okay.
All right, Washington D.C. is going to get the NFL draft in 2027.
Yep.
First time they've had it since 1940.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's going to be centered around the National Mall there.
Yeah, the Washington Monument where that stands. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, it should be a lot of good things to build around. So, it'll
It's-
be interesting the next couple of years to see. It's in Pittsburgh next year, and then, of course, to see how they compare to what Green Bay did. Of course, Green Bay made Lambeau Field the center attraction.
Right.
And,
that's what you try to do. Is,
but Washington is a whole different animal. Of course, their stadium is way far away from the downtown, but Washington, D.C., you got to sell the city there too, the capital and everything else. So
Pittsburgh will be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, but you got the Three Rivers there, and you can do a lot of things there too, and it's a beautiful city. So
they've been rotating that draft between NFL cities since 2015.
Big hit now.
Yeah,
it's a big hit doing it.
You would be surprised at how that is. I mean, 205,000 people.
And then over 600,000 for a weekend
for a draft.
Yeah, but it's the spring. People want to get out.
I guess
it's something new too.
I guess.
And for some people, that might be as close as they get to Lambeau Field too.
Right.
And
a lot of people came from out of the state.
Absolutely, all out of the country.
Yeah, they'd never see Lambeau really.
Right. Exactly. So.
Let's see. I got something here with the New York Giants. Where was that?
Is that with Abdul Carter trying to get everybody's number?
No, the two guys, former Giants, Eli Manning and Michael Strahan, are now competing to buy a minority stake
In the Giants?
in the Giants.
Boy, the Mara family has owned that forever.
Yeah.
That's interesting, too. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, I was going to bring up Abdul Carter because he
Yeah.
asked Lawrence Taylor. First of all, he wore number 11 at Penn State.
Yes.
So that's Phil Simms' number. He's retired. It's retired. And then Lawrence Taylor, of course, he wanted Lawrence, and both of them said no.
Well,
And I don't blame him.
No.
I don't blame him at all. So
no.
I said, here's some guy off this. And he was the best player in the draft, but there's a lot of people who have a lot of questions about Abdul Carter, too. So
It's interesting how that all comes out after
Yeah.
the draft.
yeah, absolutely.
Everybody was talking about him, and then after
Yeah.
the draft, it's like, well, hey, there's some things here.
Yeah,
some here.
well, I said skeletons in the closet.
I guess.
That's a whole different thing. So,
Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty will not compete in the Preakness.
and that seems to be the going thing these days.
No Triple Crown
Yeah.
winner.
There hasn't been a Triple Crown winner, I believe, since 17 or 18.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And a lot of the times these Kentucky Derbies, you got a 2-week jump there, and they wear and tear. And of course, they don't want to hurt these animals either because the big money in horse racing is in the breeding.
Right, right.
So they want to be able to use these guys as studs. So
Yeah, and you look
Yeah,
at
you
look
know.
at a lot of these names, and they're generations
absolutely
down
Yeah.
from other winners.
Well, they said just about every horse in the Kentucky Derby had some of Secretariat's blood in
right?
there.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. The WNBA has the 13-team era beginning as the Golden State Valkyries,
Okay.
the league's first expansion team since 2008,
Okay.
had their preseason debut earlier this week. So
as-
Golden State has another team.
Yeah, just the Indiana Fever played the Brazil national team, and they played it at the University of Iowa. There.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting. The roar that Caitlin Clark got when she came back, and then I swear she was barely inside the half court line on that one shot. So
And wasn't a very close game.
no. Brazil's women's team is
I think it was like over 100 to 40 something.
Yeah, but the highlight was selling out Carver Hawkeye
Right,
Arena.
right.
So.
Yep. To see her back in there, that was the big thing.
Yeah. So the NBA playoffs going, Larry, and this is kind of weird. The visiting teams are winning the opening.
This first
game.
time ever that
Yeah.
all four
Yeah.
visiting teams won in the opening
And
round.
Indiana 2-0 in Cleveland. That's
People are thinking, is Cleveland's season done? And
Yeah.
I think it is.
I think so too.
The way Indiana's
Yeah.
staying with them.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already up 2-0.
Yeah, and they're going back to Indiana,
Right.
where Indiana was not supposed to be a great road team, and so
And it looks like Mitchell for Cleveland, a little banged up
Okay.
from what it looked like at the end of that game
yeah,
the other
yeah,
night.
Okay, he had 48 in the game, but they were up by 10, I believe, with 9 minutes left. And,
Yeah, it was.
yeah, just nasty.
They should have never lost
No,
that game.
So, but then I guess the one that it's been a long time since I've seen a 6 versus a 7 seed.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But that's going to be interesting. Golden State defeating Minnesota Tuesday night, but Steph Curry came out of that with a hamstring injury, and they're thinking he's going to be out about a week. So
And that's 3 games, they
yeah,
figure.
so he was out in the second quarter, so they did hang on to win without him. But Jimmy Butler's probably going to have to pick up the pace there
Yeah.
for the Warriors. So.
Not that they maybe can't win without him, but
Yeah.
it's going to be a little.
But the
little more
Minnesota
difficult.
coach called out Anthony Edwards after the game.
Yes,
too,
I heard that,
you know,
yes.
so
Well, as he should.
he's the team leader. So and they just came out really flat, really really flat. So
You got about a minute left. How about the Celtics missing 45 threes in that in that loss? They took over. They took. I think it was a little over 60 threes in that game.
But I get kudos to the Knicks going in
Yeah.
there winning that first game.
Well, what I couldn't figure out is the Celtics were up by like 20 and they're still shooting threes,
Yeah, it's
and
I
they
don't
weren't
know.
making them.
no, I don't get it. So.
That's wasted possessions, is all that is.
Yeah. So, before we go, just
Yep.
wanted to talk about Scotty Scheffler last weekend.
Yep.
He tied a 72-hole scoring record with a 253 at the Byron Nelson, 31 under par, won by 8 strokes. So,
31 under. That's ridiculous.
and that he ties the record Justin Thomas set at the 2017 Sony.
It's hard to believe that's only his first win this season.
I know it is. He really hasn't really been up there contending a little bit. I mean, Masters, he fell back on the back nine and a few others, and so, but
All right, well, that's Two Guys on Sports for this week. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson.
We'll talk to you again next week.